welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little tutorial on how to apply your foundation properly. I feel like this is so important for people to know because people will buy these expensive foundations, they will buy all of these different kinds of applicators, and they will not see the results that they want to see because they don't know how to use it. So I've gotten a lot of requests on this and I finally decided to do a video. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I will be showing you my two favorite ways to apply my foundation. And one of them is with a brush and the other is with a silicone sponge and beauty blender. So if you would like to see this video and how I applied it, just stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so the first don't that you do not do before your foundation is forget your primer. Primer is seriously one of the most important things you can put on before your foundation because it protects your face from dirt, from chemicals. It protects your face from the foundation that will sit into your skin and give you more breakout. So you always want to make sure you put a primer on first, and it doesn't have to be much, it's just a tiny little bit. Okay, and another thing that I actually just discovered is even with moisturizers and primers, you don't want to rub into your skin. You want to gently kind of like pat it, not making your skin more wrinkly, and you're not moving your skin around, which will cause more wrinkles in the end. So yeah, if you have dry skin, it is good to moisturize before your primer because some primers don't moisturize like a moisturizer would. So today I moisturized and then I put my primer on. So now we're gonna jump into our foundation, and I am gonna be showing you two different ways to apply. I will show you one way on this side of my face and the other way on this side. I feel like the outcome is very similar. Honestly, it depends on what foundation you're using. Sometimes I will wanna use a brush for certain foundations, and then sometimes I will use a beauty blender. So for my foundation today, I'm gonna be using the NARS Luminous All Day Foundation, and I will be mixing it with the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. These have been my two favorite foundations lately. I love them so much, and this is their newer one, but when I mix them, it just mixes so well. And actually, this one is a little too light for my skin, and this one is a little too dark for my skin right now, so when I mix them, it just makes the perfect color for me. Okay, so what I do is I pump a couple of pumps from each one, and I go ahead and just dot it on my face. And for this side of my face, I'm gonna be using a flat tipped brush, and this one is from Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild has some really great brushes for super cheap and affordable. This one was, I think it retails for like $4.99. So this is a really great deal for a brush, and I really like this one for my foundation. I feel like it blends really smoothly. So what I'm gonna do is just lightly brush it down like this. I feel like the key to using a brush with your foundation is to not press hard into your skin because you don't want to wipe the foundation off of your face. You just want to set it. So to be very gentle with it, I feel like is a good trick when applying with a brush. I personally don't use a brush too often. A silicone sponge and beauty blender work a lot better for me. I will have those days where I'm like, I want to use a brush. So I'll use a brush whenever I'm in the mood. Okay, so here is the side of my face with the brush, and I really do like how it blended out. I honestly don't think I've used this foundation with a brush before. I think I've always used the silicone sponge and beauty blender, so I actually really like how it blended out. If you can see, it's really flawless and really pretty. All right, so now we're gonna jump to this side of my face, and I will be applying it with a beauty blender. And before I go any further, this beauty blender is definitely the biggest beauty blender I've ever seen in my entire life. So this one is from Real Techniques, and this is my favorite beauty sponge, but the size of them are just unreal. I got it a couple months ago and I haven't used it yet because I wanted to wait to do it with a foundation video, which I'm doing now. We're gonna see if this is like too much for my face. Before I use my beauty blender lately, I have been using the silicone sponge, which it's kind of dirty right now. This thing is so amazing for not wasting your makeup. I feel like this is so good for spreading out your foundation without wasting an ounce of it. And then I like to top it off with the beauty blender just to kind of set it. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on my face how I did the last time on this side. Just like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just take this silicone sponge and go ahead and do circular motions on my face, just like this. And I just want to make sure that every area is covered really well. So I kind of forgot I was just doing one half of my face just now, and I just used so much foundation. Okay, so once I feel like the silicone has evened out everything and spread the foundation, I will go ahead and just take my beauty blender and kind of just set everything in place, because sometimes I feel like the silicone doesn't do its job completely. So first off, this thing feels really weird on my face. I think it's because it's just so big. It doesn't really fit on my face, and there is no way I will be able to get under my eye like this without making a mess. So if I ever need to cover up my neck or chest with makeup, I really think that I will love this and use it for that. But for my face, I feel like it's just not necessary, but it's pretty cool. So both sides of my face are done. I feel like the look of them are very similar. I don't really see the difference with the brush versus the silicone sponge and beauty blender. I feel like they both finished out pretty evenly and the coverage is pretty equal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my concealer and also set my face with some face powder. Where I live, it is super humid, and so I always like to finish my liquid foundation with a powder. Some people only do liquid foundation and they just go with it. I feel like it will melt off my face if I don't set my foundation. But yes, I am gonna show you really quick how to set everything and make sure it stays all day. For my concealer, I'm gonna be using the Tarte Shape Tape, of course. What else would I use? Okay, so I am attempting to set my under eye with this ginormous beauty blender. I don't know if this is a good idea. I definitely would use a smaller beauty blender for this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eye with the Laura Mercier setting powder, and then I will go ahead and set the rest of my face. So the reason I set my under eye first, right after my concealer, is so that you don't get any creases and it just goes ahead and sets it. Right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and set my whole face, and I have been using the Milani face powder for so long now, and this is probably my favorite powder to use because it's very light and airy, and it is not a full coverage powder, so it's really great for setting your foundation. So all I really do is just set everything, and I don't like to do a thick layer of this. I just like to set it. Alright, well that wraps up this video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it so much. I love doing makeup tutorials for you guys, so don't forget to comment down below any more makeup suggestions you would like to know or learn about. And also I wanted to give a shout out to my grandmother who recently went shopping with me, and she was in love with the way I applied her foundation. So this is a shout out to her because she wanted a tutorial on how to do her foundation. So here it is for you, Granny, and I love you so much. And I hope you guys stay tuned for more videos on Paige Danielle, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have any clue? Not that difficult. Definitely my favorite foundation application tutorial. Oh, girl can't do. Not today. I just want you to know, I'm channeling my inner Kathleen Lights. If you would like to see my favorite YouTuber in the whole world, just look up Kathleen Lights on YouTube and you will see she is my favorite person ever.